the deepest cave right here. That is the top of the zone. Where's our next cave at? Next cave. So zones and point of control. So right here, here's a very clear point of control. Look how large this one is right here.
So volume profiler, we've got nodes and we've got caves, right? You got all this volume here and then it goes, and then it
AlgoBoxPro.com.
Okay, I do want to, now that we've got this zone here, let's identify some cave activity. Here is the deepest cave right here. So I want to see how we react right there. If we get a play set up here, maybe an enigma or something like that, might want to take that at that white line inside the cave. And let's see if that would give us an extension on the MACV. MACV is still just absolutely flat though here. So if we want to be the most disciplined right now, and with the speed here at 25 with a big X, remember our system is telling you when you should not be trading based on the psychology of speed. So the speed is telling us big X here saying, hey, don't trade. Right there in the bottom right, do not trade. And if you want to change the background color too, to make it super obvious, straight up, there's T1. T2 is right up here, is the top of the zone. Where's our next cave at? Next cave is up here. And we've got them all the way up here. So let's see if we get any enigmas to the long side off of the ones or the twos, but it will likely more come off of the ones for me to get that continuation up. Beautiful. Okay, we have a shark back potential and the gold line and a juicy delta line scenario right up in this zone here. This is going to be a hot zone, and the cave line though is straight up above it. So this little zone is going to be I'm going to try a little sneaky reversal up in here. Potentially, again, really depends on how it approaches once it gets up in there. But I'd like to see a lot of good speed, like boom, 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 super speed into there and then pop it. If it's grinding though, we don't, right? When in a grind, do not rewind. And you guys have heard me before talking about the grind that you just roll with it when it's in a grind. We want to see fast, quick moves if you're looking for reversals, and slow and steady if you're looking for continuations. Some more of the things that we will be training on as we progress to the week. We talk zones and point of controls. So right here, here's a very clear point of control. Look how large this one is right here. Got a very large volume spike right there. The majority of the volume there, 12,900. There's one. We also have one right about here. Can use these for target. Oh, and look, and we get set up right on it that we can take along the way.
volume profile. How do I use it? Also synonymous, people will say market profile. So if anybody's asking, well, what's the difference between the two? I think they're the same, but people would debate that. Some people say, well, it has to be over multiple days or over weeks, periods, etc. It doesn't matter, and I don't think it should matter to you either, personally, because of the way that we approach the markets. So volume profiler, we've got nodes and we've got caves. So caves, nodes, that's all I care about. There are way more complicated ways to talk to and think through these things. Again, when we approach the markets like a video game, all you need to know is I'm going to be using the nodes for targets and caves for entries. What do you see at the front of a cave? In case you want to remember this right here. What's at the front of a cave? You want to go into the cave, you go into the cave entrance, right? So that's how you can remember it. Caves have entries, right? So I enter on caves and I target nodes. On the left-hand side, the way that we use let's see, let's go ahead and connect here. People have asked, hey, how come the volume profiler doesn't show up in market replay? Remember that our volume profiler, I have it build in real time. I think it is more important for you to be using real time than historical. However, I will show you a way if you have NinjaTrader Lifetime and using their profiler suite, but our volume profiler will fill on the lowest time frame. The way that I use it, I want the most recent information for those cave entries, because remember, I want them off of an entry chart. However, if I wanted to find out where the volume nodes and caves are on this leg, for instance, I know it's multi-leg. In fact, we've got 1, 2, 3, and almost a 4-legged dog trap right here, as we can do some counts, right? So potential trap right there, right? Intraday, I'd be looking for a 4-legged dog trap, but let's just consider this whole thing one down move and consider it a leg. And let's go into their drawing tools here, and we're going to pull up the order flow volume profile right here. This is in the drawing objects order flow volume profile. It is also the hotkey control 3 if you want to bind that. So I'm gonna hit drawing objects and I'm gonna go order volume profile. So now I'm going to click on the top of the leg up here, and I'm going to go down to the bottom, and this will draw a nice little profile thing going on here. Okay, so hopefully you can see the volumetric data being drawn in here. You know, for instance, ours is starting to populate here as the data is coming in right now in real time. And, you know, during the market day, you'll probably already see this drawn over here for you. But if you needed to draw it, there it is. And you can draw this in. So where would I want to, do I want to enter in normally on a node? No, not my favorite place to enter in on. If you're going to be a strict volume profile player, then I would want to enter in on the cave, right? Everybody understand that's a cave? So think of it like this is the side of the mountain and it's caved in. There it is. So that's a cave. That's where I want to enter. If this were to make my move up here on a four-legged dog trap, and if I got a play right here on the cave, I would take that for a reversal play inside of the cave.
Interesting question. How long would NT8 and volume profiler be on for caves to appear? Start my NT8 daily just before 9:30 open, and after that, volume profiler starts fresh. So ours is designed. I like the absolute most recent stuff. Now, there are people who believe that all the stuff to the left matters. I am not one of those. I am a Charlie Munger believer. Charlie Munger, I agree with him, and he agrees with me. You know my whole deal. Hit this again. Can you see the cave right there? It is absolutely obvious that is a cave right there. It is a cave, right? You got all this volume here, and then it goes, and then it comes out, and then a little miniature one. This one, another one right here. Very deep cave. And I really only care about caves. I don't care about all the other stuff. Now, sometimes I'll target a node. You know, there is all kinds of volume profile theories out there. There's D waves and P waves and blah, 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 blah. Dude, I don't care about none of it. And has it changed my P&L? No. Do I still make more money than most people that I've seen online? Yes. Is it absolutely necessary to know everything about this? No. I keep it simple. What do I know is really awesome? Caves! I'm like, see, here's the deal. I like to take the absolute best of things. Caves. I think it's the best, so I basically only enter in on cave scenarios if I'm going to be using the profiler at all. You want one window of size. If you've got information from up here, who cares? You got information from down here? Who cares? You think that accumulation zone matters from where we were from before? Most of the time, it does not. All it cares is the most recent stuff. Now, if you miss it, if you press reset, because that is kind of a bummer. I get it too. I don't like it when, okay, I've been working in an area, like I want to make some change to an indicator real quick or something, which I usually generally never have to do. But on a rare occasion, especially when I'm trying to do a demonstration when I'm on a live stream because of the, you know, extreme pressure, because you feel like you got to teach while you are on a live stream, I need to change something and I lose all of this. That's a bummer, but guess how you get it back? If you have the tools with NinjaTrader, I believe it's still only with their lifetime, you can use the volume profiler tool, not ours, but the built-in one with NinjaTrader. Go into this little tool button right here, click on the pencil, little drawing object tool right there, click on that, and you'll see one that says draw volume profiler, or it says something, profile tool. And you can just come down here, click on that pivot, click on this pivot, and have it draw it for you. Okay, now it's ugly, it doesn't go off here on the left. I think maybe you could change some settings on it, but it will draw a thing. It's usually in blue and orange, comes up like this, and it will give you a little cave right like that. And it has a little line right here and one right here, or the caves and those right there, and then you can mark them yourself. What I usually do is if I have to come back and backfill, right, because it's not here, if I lose it, I'll go ahead and do that measurement, and I'll literally just press F6. Don't forget the F6 tool. F6 is the horizontal line by default, and then I'll press F6 and I'll just draw it right where that pivot was. So I'll just click the button and go, there it is. Now all I care about is the cave. I want something that coincides with that because I don't care in a node. In a node, if something happens or shows up inside of there, it's probably in an accumulation zone anyhow. I want to catch a distribution like a boss. Yeah, so I'll just mark it and there you go. So there's the quick tip on volume profiler. If you lose it, really you only need one page of this in my opinion, and it's the most recent. Remember my rule that says recency is key? If you don't know about that one, write that one down too, or you'll hear it in my videos as you're going along. Recency is key. So I don't care about the stuff that happened a long time ago. My edge is right here, right now. RTOFA. What is RTOFA? Real-time order flow analysis. Instant stuff. Stuff that just happened right now is telling me what the algorithm is doing right now. I don't care what it used to do, which is why we're not hindsight and we are able to do things in real
fact. This is important right now. Look where the cave is right here. Volume profile. One of my favorite things is, remember we said our wait for it list earlier today? So when we touch that white line right there, that is the cave. Everybody see the cave? I'm going to widen the zone a little bit. Major zone right there. And if we start to fill that in, that's where I want to enter in on my position. I'd love to see some fill in of that one right there. Start to fill that in, and then I want to take that above that 10.3 that just came in moments ago. We're already starting to begin to kind of fill that in. This will probably trap in shorts. I want to see a trap, like a four-legged dog trap, and then
They move back in that direction after they start to fill that volume inside of the cave. So primary way that I like to use volume profile in the nodes, I'm expecting the price to kind of hang into those nodes and stay a while for accumulation. So what is a node versus a cave? That's really the only two things that I care about. A lot of the people are like, oh, let's look at the shape of it. No. Who cares? And I don't see them making more money than me. So this cave, there's basically a spot where there's hardly any volume at all. Now I don't care about the low volume, whatever. I mean, I like to see them when they're completely vacated. I'm not even really interested in a cave unless it's almost zero. Like no volume came into that spot at all. Blew right through it and just absolutely nothing there. I want to see it come back and fill that in. If it's just like a spot like this, maybe not. I want to see it all the way back here to like nothing. I mean, I might use this for a target if a distribution leg is going. So I will use nodes for targets. I will use caves for entries. Write that down. So let's go with volume profile. Caves for me, entries. Nodes, targets. Google those. When two things can do the same, then the simpler solution is the best solution. And it is a philosophy in life.
Download your 14-day free trial at AlgoBoxPro.com.